The statement stared back at me from my laptop screen, mocking everything I'd sacrificed for the past 6 years. Zero balance. Not even enough for an overdraft fee. I refreshed the page 3 times before the truth sank in. My sister had cleaned out our parents' care fund, every last penny. My name is Morgan, and I just became the victim of a $247,000 theft by my own flesh and blood. I called the bank first, my hands trembling as I punched in my PIN. The representative's voice was sympathetic but useless. "Yes, Ms. Norris. The withdrawals appear legitimate. The other account holder made them in person over the last 2 weeks." The other account holder. Ren. My baby sister, who hadn't spent a single night watching Dad after his stroke. Who'd never changed Mom's sheets or counted out her medications or driven them to doctor's appointments. I didn't bother calling her. I got in my car and drove straight to her apartment, my knuckles white on the steering wheel. The same apartment she'd complained about last month, calling it a total dump despite the fact that I was paying half her rent from that very account. She opened the door in a silk robe, champagne glass in hand. "Oh my God, Morgie. Perfect timing. I'm filming a house tour for my followers. Want to be in it?" I shouldered past her into the apartment. "Where is it, Ren?" "Where's what?" Her innocent act hadn't changed since we were kids. Same wide eyes, same slight head tilt. "The money, all of it, from Mom and Dad's account." She took a long sip of champagne, then smiled. "Oh, that? Come see." She led me to her laptop, pulled up a browser, and clicked through to a real estate listing. A beachfront condo in Laguna Beach. The kind of place that belonged in architectural magazines. "Isn't it gorgeous? I close next week." She clapped her hands together. "My followers are going to die when they see it." The room started spinning. "You stole their care money for a fucking condo?" "I didn't steal anything," she snapped, dropping the bubbly act. "My name was on the account too, and honestly, I deserved it more. Deserved it. I've been taking care of them." "Because you chose to. Nobody asked you to be such a martyr." She rolled her eyes. "Besides, they always loved me more. You know that." The words hit like a physical blow, because they were true. Every time Ren had stolen from Mom's purse growing up, every time she'd crashed a car or maxed out their credit cards, they'd defended her. "She's just spirited," Mom would say. "She'll grow out of it." Meanwhile, I was the boring one, the responsible one, the one they took for granted. "They need that money," I said, my voice hollow. "Dad's medication alone." "Oh, please." Ren walked to her phone, which was set up on a tripod. "They're fine. I already talked to them about it. They're happy for me." She started recording. "Hey loves, quick life update. Your girl is officially a homeowner." I stood there watching her perform for her phone, describing her manifestation journey and how the universe provides when you're aligned with your truth. My sister, the lifestyle influencer, who just manifested herself a fortune in stolen money. And the best part? She turned the phone toward her laptop, showing off the condo listing. "My amazing parents helped make this dream come true. Look at this gorgeous photo they took with me at the viewing." The image showed Ren with her arms around our parents in front of the condo's floor-to-ceiling windows. Dad in his wheelchair, looking confused. Mom smiling vacantly. They had no idea what they were even doing there. "I'm calling the police," I said. Ren lowered her phone, her smile turning sharp. "Go ahead. The account was in my name too. And Mom and Dad will back me up. They already signed papers saying this was a gift. You'll just look bitter and jealous." She stepped closer. "Face it, Morgie. You're the only one who has a problem with this. Maybe it's time to let go of trying to control everyone?" I left her apartment in a daze. Called my parents on the drive home. Mom answered, her voice dreamy and distant. "Oh, honey." Ren explained everything. "She's such a good girl, isn't she? Finally making something of herself." I hung up and pulled over, pressing my forehead against the steering wheel. 6 years of my life, every spare dollar I had, all gone to my sister's manifestation journey. My phone buzzed. A notification that Ren had tagged me in her Instagram story. The condo tour video was already going viral. The caption read, "So blessed to have a family that believes in dreams. Jad blessed Laguna life. Jad new homeowner." That's when I felt it. Something cold and hard crystallizing in my chest. This wasn't over. Not by a long shot. I picked up my phone and made a call. "Piper, it's Morgan. I need your legal advice, and I need you to be ruthless." Piper's law office smelled like leather and coffee. She sat across from me, scanning bank statements with the kind of focus that made her one of the city's top attorneys. "The good news is there's a paper trail," she said. "The bad news is your sister covered her bases. Joint account, parental signatures, even a notarized gift letter." "Those signatures can't be real," I said. "Dad can barely hold a pen since his stroke." "Call your mom, see what she says about the signatures, record the conversation." I did, putting the phone on speaker. Mom answered after 5 rings. "Hi, sweetie, I'm watching Ren's new video. Have you seen her bathroom? It has one of those Japanese toilets." "Mom, did you and Dad sign any papers for Ren recently? About money?" "Papers?" She paused. "No. Well, maybe. She brought some things over last week. Or was it last month? You know how my memory gets." "What kind of papers?" "Oh, just some things for her new place. She said it was important. Your father was having a good day, so—" "Did you read them?" Another pause. "Ren said they were just formalities. She wouldn't trick us, Morgan. Not like you're suggesting." Piper was taking notes, her expression grim. "Mom, what about Dad's social security number? Did Ren ask for that too?" "Well, yes, for the thing. The important thing." Mom's voice grew defensive. "Why are you asking all these questions? Are you jealous of your sister's success?" After I hung up, Piper leaned forward. "We need to check your father's credit report. Now." 20 minutes and 3 security questions later, we stared at the screen in silence. There it was, a mortgage application using Dad's social security number as a co-signer. Approved 2 weeks ago. "That's fraud," Piper said quietly. "Criminal fraud." My phone buzzed. A voicemail from Ren, timestamp 2:47 a.m. I played it on speaker. "Morgie, baby sis here." Ren's words slurred together. "Just had the most amazing housewarming party. You should have been here." "Well, no, actually, you would have been a total buzzkill." She laughed. "But guess what? Marley helped me set up a whole new business account. We're gonna flip this place in 6 months, make a killing. Already got buyers lined up through Dad's old golf club friends. I mean, he's not using those connections anymore, right? Might as well be me." Piper's eyebrows shot up. She mouthed, "Keep this." The voicemail continued. "Oh, and don't worry about Mom and Dad. They're fine. I got them one of those pill organizer things. The nurse only needs to come like twice a week now. Think of all the money we're saving. Anyway, love you, even though you're being such a bitch about everything." "Kisses." "The nurse?" I said. "They need daily care. Who's giving them their medication?" "Call them again," Piper said. "Right now." Dad answered this time, his speech slow and slurred. "Morgan? That you? Dad, is the nurse still coming every day?" "Nurse? No. Ren said, too expensive. She's handling it now. Calls to check. Every few days." My blood ran cold. "Dad, who gave you your blood pressure medication this morning?" "Don't remember. But Ren, she knows what she's doing. She showed us. Her videos. So many people. Love her." I looked at Piper, my hands shaking. "She's not just stealing their money, she's neglecting them." "This changes everything," Piper said, pulling out a fresh legal pad. "We're not just talking civil court anymore. This is elder abuse territory." She started writing rapidly. "But Morgan, you need to understand something. If we go this route, if we get Adult Protective Services involved, it's going to get ugly. Family-destroying ugly. They're already being destroyed, I said. She's just doing it with a smile on Instagram. My phone buzzed again. A text from Ren. Check out my new video. Mom and Dad send their love from the hot tub. I clicked the link. There were my parents posed on the condo's balcony. Dad slumped in his wheelchair, Mom looking confused in a designer swimsuit. The caption read, "Nothing better than family support, taking care of the people who always took care of me. Blessed Naw family first." The comments were full of praise. Such a good daughter. Goals. You deserve this. Piper touched my arm. Morgan, what do you want to do? I thought about the 6 years I'd spent changing diapers, managing medications, fighting insurance companies. About the vacations I'd canceled, the promotions I'd turned down, the relationships I'd let fade. About my sister, sipping champagne in a stolen condo while our parents sat alone, under-medicated and confused. I want justice, I said. Whatever it takes. Piper nodded and picked up her phone. I know someone at APS. Her name is Quincy Ward. She specializes in cases exactly like this. She paused before dialing. Just remember, once we start this, there's no going back. Good, I said, because I'm done going back. It's time to go forward. Quincy Ward's office at Adult Protective Services looked exactly like you'd expect. Government-issue furniture, fluorescent lights, and walls plastered with informational posters about elder abuse. The woman herself, though, was a surprise, sharp-eyed and straight-backed, with the kind of presence that made you sit up straighter. Walk me through the timeline, she said, spreading my documents across her desk. Start with when you first noticed the money missing. I laid it out piece by piece. The emptied account, the fraudulent mortgage application, the voicemails, the changed medication schedule. With each detail, Quincy's expression grew darker. And you have copies of everything? I pulled out my laptop. Screenshots, recordings, bank statements. Even her social media posts showing she's using their home equity for her business ventures. Quincy clicked through the files, pausing on a recent Instagram post. Ren lounging by her new pool, caption reading, "Manifesting generational wealth. Thanks Mom and Dad for believing in me." Business mindset, entrepreneur life. Your sister's quite the performer, Quincy said dryly. She always has been, even as kids. Save the childhood drama, Quincy cut in. I need recent documented evidence. Show me the medical neglect. I pulled up the nurse's logs. Daily care reduced to twice weekly, blood pressure medication skipped, physical therapy canceled, all in the last month, right after she got access to the accounts. And your parents' mental state? Dad's had cognitive issues since his stroke. Mom's early-stage dementia was diagnosed last year. I have their medical records here. Quincy made notes, her pen scratching against paper. What about your sister's business partner, the one she mentioned in the voicemail? Marley. He helps manage her social media. I don't know much else. We'll need to talk to him. She looked up. You understand what happens next? We'll conduct welfare checks, interview everyone involved. Your parents may need temporary guardianship assignment. My throat tightened. I can take them. Not yet. We need to establish a protected trust first. She reached for her phone. I'm calling in a surveillance request for your sister's property. If she's neglecting their care while they're visiting. My phone buzzed. A new Instagram notification. Ren had posted a video. Speaking of evidence, I said, turning the screen toward Quincy. The video showed our parents in Ren's condo. Mom was crying, reading from what was clearly a script. We're so blessed to have a daughter like Ren. She's taking such good care of us. We freely gave her our savings because she deserves it. Please stop saying mean things about her online. Dad sat beside her, staring blankly at nothing. Quincy's face hardened. Emotional manipulation, financial coercion, and... She zoomed in on Dad's arm, showing a dark bruise. Potential physical abuse. When was this posted? 2 minutes ago. She picked up her phone again. I'm expediting the welfare check. Today. She fixed me with a stern look. But you need to understand something. This could turn criminal very quickly. Fraud charges, Elder abuse. Your sister could face serious jail time. Is that what you want? I thought about Ren's voice in that drunken voicemail. About Mom crying on camera. About Dad's vacant stare. I want them safe, I said. Whatever it takes. Good answer. Quincy started gathering the documents. Because this isn't about revenge. It's about protection. My phone buzzed again. A direct message from Ren. Hey sis, just posted the most amazing video with Mom and Dad. They really want you to back off, okay? Stop poisoning people against me. They chose to help me succeed. Maybe if you weren't such a bitter control freak, they would help you too. Love you though. I showed Quincy the message. Perfect, she said. Keep her talking. Let her dig herself deeper. She stood up. I'm sending a team to your parents' house in an hour. Be ready for backlash. From Ren? From everyone. Family protective instincts run deep, even when they're misplaced. She handed me her card. The next few weeks will be hell. But if we do this right, your parents will be safe, and your sister will face consequences. As if on cue, my phone rang. Mom's number. Should I answer? Quincy nodded. Speaker. Morgan. Mom's voice wavered. Ren says you're trying to hurt her. She says you're jealous of her success. Why can't you just be happy for your sister? I met Quincy's eyes. She mouthed, Record. Mom, where's your heart medication? Have you taken it today? Ren says we don't need all those pills. She's saving us money for the investment. In her future. Quincy was already dialing another number, her expression grim. Morgan? Mom's voice cracked. Please don't ruin this for her. She's all I have left. The words hit like a punch to the gut. But before I could respond, Quincy's phone lit up. The welfare check team is ready, she said. This ends today. The notification from the bank came through while I was at work. New trust account activated. Protected status. One simple alert that locked Ren out of what remained of our parents' money. I barely had time to breathe before my phone exploded with notifications. First came the texts. What did you do? The account is frozen! Answer me, you psycho! Then the Instagram live notification. Ren Lifestyle is streaming. Emergency. Being attacked by my own sister. I clicked. There was Ren, mascara running, pacing her luxury condo. My followers, I need your support right now. My sister, my own sister, is trying to destroy everything I've built. She's always been jealous of my success, but this is next-level toxic. The comments flooded in. We support you, Queen. Family shouldn't act like this. Send her healing energy. My office phone rang. Quincy. Your sister just got served with the account restriction notices, she said. And the preliminary APS investigation findings. How are you holding up? I'm watching her meltdown on Instagram Live. Good. Let her incriminate herself. We've got surveillance at the condo and... A new message popped up on my screen. From Ren. Please, I need to talk to you. In person. No cameras, no lawyers, just sisters. Quincy was still talking. Don't meet with her alone. Whatever you do. She's asking to meet. A pause. Where? The coffee shop near my office. We'll have someone there. Go. Let her talk. Record everything. The coffee shop was nearly empty when I arrived. Ren sat in a corner booth, no makeup, looking almost like the little sister I remembered. Almost. They're going to take the condo, she said as I sat down. The mortgage company called. Something about Dad's social security number? You committed fraud, Ren. I was going to pay it back, once the property value increased. With what money? The money you stole from their care fund? She leaned forward, voice dropping. Look, I know you're mad, but I can fix this. Just let me access the accounts again. Just until I sell the condo. I've got buyers interested already. And Mom and Dad? What about their medication? Their care? I've been taking care of them. She pulled out her phone. Look, I visit all the time. I make sure they're eating. I even got them these amazing supplements that are way better than those expensive pills. They need their prescribed medication, Ren. Dad had a stroke. Mom has dementia. They're not your social media props. At least I make them happy. When's the last time you did anything but nag them about doctors and bills? My phone buzzed. A text from Piper. APS just finished interviewing your parents. Found undelivered medication packages. Documented everything. Stay calm. Ren was still talking. I could help them so much more if you'd just trust me. We could move them into the condo. I could feature them in my wellness videos. No. Why are you being like this? Her voice rose. They want to help me succeed. They love me enough to invest in my future. They're not investing. They're being exploited. And it stops now. She stood up suddenly, knocking over her untouched coffee. You've always wanted to control everything. Always had to be the responsible one, the perfect one. Well, guess what? They chose me. They signed those papers because they believe in me. They signed because they're sick, and you took advantage of them. Screw you! She grabbed her designer bag. I'm calling my lawyer. You want a war? Fine, let's see who they believe, the bitter caretaker or the daughter who actually makes them proud. As she stormed out, my phone lit up with a message from an unknown number. This is Marley, Ren's partner. We need to talk. There's something you should know about those papers she had your parents sign. Another message from Quincy. Got it all on surveillance. Perfect. But heads up, your sister just went live again. She's calling you an abuser. This is about to get ugly. I opened Instagram. Ren was already streaming from her car, sobbing dramatically. My own sister, trying to destroy my business, all because she can't stand seeing me succeed. Help me fight this injustice. Link in bio for my legal defense fund. The comments section was a flood of support and hate. For her, for me, for everyone involved. Her follower count was climbing by the hundreds. My phone buzzed one more time. Marley again. Before things get worse, you should know what really happened with those documents. Can we meet? Alone? I stared at the message, thinking about all the ways this could be a trap. But if he had evidence, send me the address, I typed back. And Marley, if you're setting me up, remember, I've got APS on speed dial now. His response came quickly. No setup, just guilt, and proof. Lots of proof. Marley chose a dimly lit bar far from Ren's usual haunts. He looked different in person than in Ren's videos. Less polished, more haunted. He had a manila envelope on the table. I'm recording this, I said, placing my phone between us. He nodded. Smart. I would too. He pushed the envelope toward me. These are copies. Originals are somewhere safe. Inside were documents. Dozens of them. Forged signatures. Backdated contracts. A caregiving agreement with my parents' names scrawled in handwriting that was clearly Ren's attempt at forgery. She made these 3 weeks ago, Marley said. Backdated them 6 months. Why are you showing me this? He took a long drink from his beer. Because she's planning to flee. Costa Rica. She's got a buyer lined up for the condo, some guy who doesn't ask questions about paperwork. The money's supposed to hit her account next week. And you're just telling me this now? Look, I didn't know how deep it went at first. Thought she was just being creative with her finances. He pulled out his phone. But then I found these. Text screenshots filled his screen. Ren discussing offshore accounts, planning to disappear for a while once the sale went through, joking about her parents being too confused to testify. Jesus, I whispered. There's more. He swiped to a video. Ren in her condo, clearly drunk, laughing with someone off camera. They don't even read what they're signing anymore. Dad can barely hold a pen, and Mom? God, she'd sign her own death warrant if I told her it was for my business. It's almost too easy. My hands were shaking. Why help her do this? She said it was just creative accounting, rich parents helping their kid get started. He looked down. Then last week I went to drop off some contracts. Your dad was alone, slumped in his wheelchair. No nurse, no meds, just sitting there. That's when I knew I had to do something. My phone buzzed. Piper. Where are you? Ren's latest video is threatening legal action against you and your workplace. She's spiraling, Marley said, seeing the message. Yesterday she talked about having you fired. Said she'd tell your hospital you're stealing patient medications. I work in administration. Yeah, well, truth isn't really her thing. He pulled out a USB drive. Everything's on here. Texts, emails, videos, bank transfers, even her Costa Rica contacts. He slid it across the table. I'm leaving town tonight, getting as far from this mess as I can. She'll come after you too. Let her try. I've got copies of everything, scheduled to auto-send to the FBI if anything happens to me. He stood up. One more thing. Check her Instagram DMs. She's been coaching her followers to harass you. Giving them your work address, your schedule. Be careful. As if on cue, my phone exploded with notifications. Ren had posted again. Emergency update. Just found out my sister has been stealing from our parents for years. Receipts coming soon. Share this to protect other families from toxic siblings. Justice for Ren, Char's family betrayal. The comments were instant and vicious. Hope you lose your job. Karma's coming for you. Drop her work address in the comments. Another message from Piper. Your sister just filed a countersuit. Claims you've been emotionally manipulating your parents. Quincy needs to see you now. Marley looked at my phone. She's got nothing to back that up. Doesn't matter. The damage is done. I grabbed the USB and envelope. Why did you really help her, Marley? He paused at the door. Because I fell for the act, just like everyone else. But unlike her followers, I got to see behind the curtain. He pulled his collar down, revealing a faded scar. My own sister pulled something similar with my family's money. Sometimes the worst predators are the ones who smile for the cameras. My phone rang. Quincy. Morgan? We've got a problem. Your sister just submitted paperwork claiming she's your parents' legal guardian. Documents dated before our investigation started. They look forged, but they'll delay everything while they're verified, I finished. Exactly. And she's already moved your parents to her condo. Says it's for their protection from you. I thought of Dad alone in his wheelchair, of Mom signing whatever was put in front of her. I'm sending you something, I said. Evidence, lots of it, from her business partner. Bring it straight to my office. And Morgan, be careful. Your sister's followers are getting aggressive. Don't go anywhere alone. I looked at the USB drive in my hand. 6 years of caring for my parents. A lifetime of watching Ren manipulate everyone around her. All coming down to this little piece of plastic. I won't be alone, I said. I'll have the truth with me. The APS raid on Ren's condo happened while I was at work. Piper kept me updated through texts. Police and APS just arrived. Ren's live streaming the whole thing. They found the medication stash, all unopened. Your parents are being evaluated by medical team. I couldn't watch Ren's stream, but the screenshots flooded my work email. Ren, mascara running, screaming at officers. This is my property. You can't just barge in here. Ren, blocking the entrance to her bedroom. Those documents are private. This is harassment. Ren, following the medical team as they examined our parents. They're fine. Look how happy they are here. Morgan is the abusive one. Then came the workplace calls. First, HR. Morgan, we're receiving hundreds of calls about you. Accusations of theft, elder abuse. We need to place you on administrative leave. Then security. There's a group of people in the lobby. They're demanding you be fired. Say they're justice warriors for someone named Ren? Piper called next. Turn on the local news. I did. There was Ren, perfectly posed for the cameras outside her condo, tears glinting. My sister Morgan has always been jealous of my success. Now she's using her connections to steal my home and destroy my business. She's already stolen thousands from our parents and... The feed cut off as an APS officer stepped in front of the camera, holding up documents. We are executing a warrant based on evidence of elder abuse and financial fraud. Miss Ren is not to approach her parents or access any joint accounts until the investigation is complete. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. You deserve to die for what you're doing to Ren. We know where you work. Another. Karma's coming for you. Watch your back. And another. Found her LinkedIn. Everyone report her to her hospital board. Piper's voice cut through. Don't respond to any messages. We're documenting everything. The threats, the harassment. It all helps our case. I looked out my office window. The crowd in the parking lot had grown. Signs reading, "Justice for Ren" and "Stop Sister Abuse," bobbed above angry faces. My computer pinged. An email from our hospital's legal team. Due to the ongoing situation and safety concerns, we recommend working remotely until further notice. Another text from Piper. Your parents are being moved to a secure medical facility. Ren tried to stop the ambulance. It's on video. I opened social media against my better judgment. Ren's latest post had millions of views. They took my parents! This is what jealousy and corruption looks like. My sister works for the hospital system, and she's using her power to kidnap our parents. Please share. Please help. Link in bio for my legal defense fund. The comments were a tsunami of rage. This is sick. Report her sister. Morgan is a monster. Found her address in the comments. Let's show her what karma feels like. My phone rang. Mom's number, but when I answered, it was a nurse. Your mother wanted me to pass along a message. She says, "Why are you doing this to your sister? She's all I have left." Security knocked on my office door. "Ms. Morgan, we need to escort you out through the back entrance. The crowd is getting aggressive." Piper called again. The firm is considering dropping the case. The publicity is too intense. But Quincy found something in the documents Marley provided. Something big. What? Ren didn't just forge signatures. She's been selling your parents' prescription medications. That's why they were all unopened. She's looking at federal charges now. My computer screen lit up with notifications. Ren had posted again. Breaking. Evidence of my sister's hospital corruption. She's been stealing medications. Sources coming forward. Justice for Ren. Stop Morgan. Then Quincy called. Morgan, we've got her. The prescription fraud is documented, but she's desperate now. Dangerous. We're sending police to your location. Don't go home tonight. I looked down at the parking lot. The crowd had started chanting my name. A final text from Piper. Ren just went live again. She's having a complete meltdown, confessing everything but spinning it as protecting your parents from you. It's all being recorded. I closed my eyes, thinking of Mom's message, of Dad sitting alone in his wheelchair, of Ren, who had finally shown the world exactly who she was, just not in the way she intended. Security was at my door again. Ms. Morgan, the back exit is clear. We need to move now. As they led me out, my phone buzzed one last time. A message from Quincy. The truth is coming out, but the question is, at what cost to everyone involved? Looking at the chaos around me, I already knew the answer. The cost was everything. The APS conference room felt too small for the weight of what was about to happen. Mom and Dad sat across from me, a social worker between us. Ren was at the far end, her lawyer whispering urgently in her ear. No phones allowed, no cameras, no performance. Quincy laid out documents one by one. Let's start with the medication logs. The social worker gentle touched Mom's hand. Mrs. Norris, do you recognize these pills? Mom stared at the photos of unopened prescription bottles. Those are our medications? Found in your daughter Ren's condo, still sealed. Quincy placed another document down, along with records of sales to various buyers. That's a lie? Ren stood up, but her lawyer pulled her back down. The bank records, Quincy continued, show exactly when and how the care fund was drained, including the fraudulent mortgage application using your father's social security number. Dad stirred in his wheelchair. I didn't sign anything. No, sir, you didn't. Quincy played an audio file. Ren's drunken voice filled the room. It's so easy to fake Dad's signature now. His hand shakes anyway. Who's gonna know the difference? And Mom, God, she'd sign anything if I cry a little first. Mom's face crumpled. Ren? Is that really you? It's fake. Morgan probably. Your Instagram live confessions, Quincy cut in. The text messages to Marley about fleeing to Costa Rica, the forged caregiver agreements, the prescription sales receipts. Are those fake too? Ren's lawyer leaned forward. We'd like a moment to… No. Ren shoved him away. You want the truth? Fine. Yes, I took the money. Yes, I sold their extra meds. But I deserved it. Do you know what it's like being the family failure? Watching Morgan play perfect daughter year after year? Ren, Mom whispered. You never thought about me at all. Unless it was to compare me to her. Ren pointed at me. St. Morgan, sacrificing everything to care for you, while I had to claw my way up alone. We gave you everything, Dad said, his voice stronger than I'd heard in months. College money, cars, second chances. Scraps. I needed more. The condo was just the start. I had plans. Real estate empire, social media empire. She laughed wildly. But Morgan couldn't stand seeing me succeed. Succeed? I finally spoke. You left them alone, confused, without medication. They could have died. They were fine. A few missed pills. Your father had a minor stroke last week, Quincy interrupted, at the medical facility, because his blood pressure medication was stopped abruptly. The room went silent. Stroke? Ren's face went pale. Minor, the social worker said. Caught in time, because he was under proper medical care, no thanks to you. Mom started crying. Not the confused tears I'd grown used to, but deep, broken sobs. My baby. My little girl. How could you? Mom, no, listen. Mrs. Norris, Quincy said gently, we need your statement now, about the documents Ren had you sign. Mom straightened, something clearing in her eyes. She said they were for her business, that she needed our help. I didn't read them. I never read them. I just wanted her to be happy. And the money? The account access? I didn't know she'd take it all. Morgan worked so hard, saved so much. Mom turned to me. We never said thank you, not once. Ren stood again, mascara running. This isn't fair. You all would have let me rot. I only took what I deserved. What you deserved? Dad's voice shook. We're your parents, not your bank, not your social media props. The condo will be seized, Quincy said. The money tracked and returned, and Ms. Ren, you're facing federal charges for prescription drug trafficking. You can't do this. Your followers can't help you now. Quincy nodded to the officers at the door. This is reality, not a live stream. As they led Ren out, she screamed back at us, I hate you. I hate all of you. You never loved me like you loved her. The door closed. Mom reached for my hand. Morgan, she whispered, can you ever forgive us? I looked at my parents, really looked at them. Dad, slumped but clear-eyed. Mom, tears tracking down her face, both finally seeing the truth about their daughters. There's nothing to forgive, I said. We all failed each other somehow. Quincy gathered her files. The protective order is permanent. Your parents' care will be overseen by APS. Anne Morgan, you did the right thing. Remember that. But as I watched them wheel Dad out, Mom following with the social worker, I didn't feel righteous. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt hollow. Piper touched my shoulder. You okay? I won, I said. So why does it feel like everyone lost? The nursing home's garden was quiet except for the soft whir of Dad's wheelchair. Mom sat beside him on a bench, holding his hand while they watched birds at the feeder. Their new normal. The roses are blooming, Mom said as I approached. Her voice was clearer these days, the fog lifting with proper medication and care. Morgan. Dad's face lit up. Did you bring the photos? I sat down, pulling out an old album I'd found while cleaning their house. From that summer at the lake house. We flipped through pages of sun-bleached memories. Mom pointed to a picture of two little girls on the dock. "Look at you and Ren. You were always trying to keep her from falling in." "She jumped in anyway," I said. "Every time." Dad's hand trembled as he touched the photo. "The sentencing is tomorrow?" "Yes." I'd received the notification from Quincy yesterday. They're expecting a plea deal. "Will she—" Mom hesitated. "Will she go to prison?" "Probably not. House arrest, mandatory counseling, restitution payments." I turned the page. "She's already sold the condo. The money's being returned to your protected trust." "And her followers? The ones who threatened you?" "Most of them moved on once the evidence went public. Some actually apologized." I showed them my phone. My hospital position was reinstated, with a promotion. Mom squeezed my hand. "We watched all her videos, you know. Every single one. Even when we were confused about everything else, we never missed them." "I know, Mom. But we missed you," Dad said suddenly. "Right in front of us every day. We missed you." A nurse approached with their medication cart. Not hidden, not sold, not forgotten. Just simple care, properly managed. "Have you read her letter?" Mom asked after taking her pills. I had. It arrived yesterday, required by the court as part of Ren's plea agreement. 5 pages of explanation, justification, and finally, on the last page, something close to remorse. "She says she's starting therapy," I said. "Learning about narcissistic patterns, childhood trauma, family dynamics." "Do you believe her?" "I believe she's trying to avoid jail time." I closed the photo album. "But maybe that's unfair. Maybe she is changing." Dad pointed to the bird feeder. "See those 2 cardinals? The bright one keeps pushing the quiet one away from the seeds. But they're still a pair. Still family." "Very subtle, Dad." He smiled. A real smile, not the vacant one from Ren's videos. "We failed you both. Different ways. Same pain." "The therapist at the home," Mom added, "says we enabled Ren's worst impulses and took your stability for granted." "It's not that simple." "No," she agreed. "It's not, but it's true." She pulled another envelope from her sweater. "We wrote you something too, when our minds were clear." Inside was a single page, covered in their shaky handwriting. Not a performance, not a script. Just truth. "Dear Morgan, we're sorry we didn't see you. Really see you. You were our rock while Ren was our star, and that wasn't fair to either of you. Thank you for fighting for us, even when it hurt. Thank you for being strong enough to stop the cycle. We love you. Not for what you do for us, but for who you are. Love, Mom and Dad." The nurse returned. "Time for physical therapy, Mr. Norris." As they wheeled Dad away, Mom touched my arm. "Will you ever forgive her?" I watched a cardinal at the feeder, the quiet one, finally getting its share. "I don't know, but I'm not angry anymore. That's something." "She's still your sister." "Yes, but I'm not her keeper, or her victim, or her rival." I helped Mom up. "I'm just me now." My phone buzzed. A text from Piper. "Plea deal confirmed. Ren agreed to all terms. You can breathe now." Another notification popped up. My first social media post since everything happened. A simple message. "Family is complicated. Healing is harder. But the truth matters more than any story we tell about it." Mom read it over my shoulder. "That's good. That's real." "Yeah," I said, watching another cardinal join the pair at the feeder. "It is." We walked inside together, past the medication cart, past the caring nurses, past all the safeguards I'd fought to put in place. Not for revenge, not for justice, but for love. The complicated, messy, real kind. "Morgan," Mom said as we reached her room, "I'm proud of you. Not for winning, for surviving, for staying true." I hugged her, feeling the strength in her arms, strength that proper care had restored. "I love you, Mom." "I know," she whispered. "Finally." I know. Revenge didn't cost me my soul, but it taught me something better: how to save everyone else's.